surprise, surprise, the Chargers lose in heartbreak fashion again. 24-27 against the Titans in a matchup where, they should have won. They're the more talented team. They have the better quarterback. They theoretically have the better defense. And they just can't get it done. Like, their defense has more stars, more money invested in it, and they can't get it done. Justin Herbert has a pretty good game, 305 yards, 2 touchdowns. In my opinion, he could have done a little bit better. The run game was non-existent. I'm a little salty about that, not gonna lie. Joshua Kelly, 39 yards, 3.3 yards average, but they kind of didn't really run the ball too much. They didn't make that a priority. I get that Eckler was a scratch before the game started. I guess his ankle is still bothering him. We'll see how that keeps going, but in my opinion, like, the Chargers have a way better team than the Titans. Like, the Titans were one of those teams where people were kind of understand that they've been competitive, and they understand that they've been a really good team these last few years, and they've made an AFC championship where they got rolled by the Chiefs, if I remember correctly. And they've been competitive. Vrabel is a great head coach. He's going to keep them competitive. I think everyone's kind of getting to that point with the Titans where they're like, okay, we kind of seen what you are. You're not really a contender. We've seen what Ryan Tannehill is. Like, yeah, it's great that he had a little resurgence towards the end of his career. He's playing better now, or he played better these last few years than he ever did with the Dolphins. And good for him. He got a little contract, around $30 million a year. Like, it's a good story. It's a great story. And they still got Derrick Henry. They still, they got Traylon Burks. They got DeAndre Hopkins. Like, we get it. But a lot of people, from what I was hearing before the season, like, they were expecting kind of like a dip from the Titans. They did not look good against the Saints in week 1. So the Chargers looked decently good against, one of the better AFC teams in the Dolphins. So I don't remember correctly, but I do believe the Chargers were favorites going into this game, and they lost, and their defense doesn't look good, and their offense is not clicking on all cylinders. Like, I was going into the season expecting the Chargers to be a really good offense, like on both sides, passing, rushing, everything. And the offense had a chance to put the game away multiple times, and they couldn't get it done. And then the defense, which is supposed to be one of their strengths, as their coach Staley came from the Rams, heralded, regarded as one of the elite defensive coaches in the league, and he has just not done it with the Chargers. They have Khalil Mack, they have all these players getting huge contracts, Derwin James, and it's just bad. It's just bad for the Chargers. 0-2, and I don't know. I think it might be time for Staley to be gone, because the Chargers last year, they were going into the season as, Super Bowl dark horses, almost playoff logs. Almost everyone had them as playoff logs. Herbert was a widely regarded as an MVP candidate, and didn't really live up to it, or didn't live up to it at all. And this year, people don't learn. People don't understand the history of the Chargers, but here we go again. A lot of people, dark horses, a lot of people making them like the obvious wild card team in the AFC behind the Chiefs. And here we go, 0-2, and they got the Vikings coming up. And the Vikings are desperate as well to get a dub. So we'll see. This is gonna be this might be for the season, man. This might be for the season for both teams. The Vikings, who lost to the Buccaneers and lost to the Eagles. Chargers, who lost to the Titans and lost to the Dolphins. It's crazy. It's week 3, and these two teams are kind of playing for their seasons. And the Chargers at Vikings, who do we think is going to win? I don't know, man. It's going to be a tough one. It's probably one of the matches of the week, not going to lie, because both teams came into the season with high expectations. I believe the Vikings were 13-4 last year. Chargers missed the playoffs. Both teams came into this season with a lot of excitement. The Vikings had, Kirk Cousins on that QB show on Netflix. Chargers made Justin Herbert the highest paid player ever in the NFL for just a little bit before Burrow got his extension. Like, this is week 3. It's week 3 of the NFL season, and the Chargers and the Vikings are legit fighting for their lives in week 3. So this is one of the games that you got to watch. in week 3, Chargers versus Vikings. Like, keep an eye out for that one. Like, this is it. One of these coaches might get fired after week 3. And, I was telling my friend that when are the Chargers going to fire their coach? And they're not known for firing coaches mid-season, but you got the second highest paid player of all time in your team. You got Khalil Mack. You got Derwin James. You got a lot of good players. You got Keenan Allen. You got Mike Williams. You drafted a speedy wide receiver. Like, what's going on? Like, defense is supposed to be good. Defensive coach, one of the worst defenses in the league. It's bad. It's bad for the Chargers. I feel sorry for their fans. And the Vikings. Kirk Cousins has been playing good. We'll see if they're able to get it done. Madison, hey, that's another topic. Madison talked about how he's getting harassed on the internet. That's disgusting. They do need more production for him, but man, fans could be just ridiculous sometimes. But like I said, keep an eye out for the Chargers versus Vikings in week 3. Would not be surprised if whoever loses this match is GG's for their coach as soon as week 3. It could be that bad.